Hi, oh, hang on. Namaste. Let's get into strengthening, but first I need to get changed. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so I'd like you guys to understand why we're doing this and why I'm actually teaching you this particular technique. First of all, we need to develop the strength. So we develop the strength by holding the posture. So in the beginning, maybe you start with the first exercise, the low plank, and you're just holding it. Now it's not a regular low plank. Ideally, you want the shoulders slightly in front of your elbows. And then you hold it there for like 30 seconds to 1 minute, ideally a minute. The longer the better, but a minute is okay. So once you can do it for a minute and you can do it every day, no problem for a minute, then you're really good to go on to part two. Part two would be the same posture, but instead of holding it, now you're going up and down, up and down, up and down. Ideally, you want to be doing 5. If you can do 8 or even 10, wonderful. But in the beginning, you try to do 5. If you struggle with 5, you just do 1. If you can do 1, you try to do 2. Once, say for example, you can only do 3, and the third one's a struggle, you're holding the third one and don't move, and then you continue to hold it for like another 30 seconds. That way we're starting to work on endurance, okay? Because going up into the posture, full posture, you don't want to just come up, and like somebody's going to take the picture and you come straight back down. Okay, there's no benefit to the posture for doing that. So the benefits come, like any inversion, the benefits come when you can hold the posture for around, well, anything over 2 minutes. Okay, I know it seems like a long time, but that's why we're doing this everything progressively. Exercise 2, okay? So exercise 2 is basically option number 1, hold posture like you did before. Option number, once you get strong enough to do that, then you start going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But with posture 2, make sure you push everything all the way back, okay, as much as you can, because the hips are a little bit higher. As the hips come up, you push the body back. Okay, so you're always pushing your chest towards your legs. Once you can do that, then you come all the way down as low as you can get, ideally nose to the, slightly brushing the floor. Then you're pushing it back. Again, you come all the way down and you try to kiss the floor, okay? But no French kissing. I'm just kidding. So you come down, you try to kiss the floor and then you push it back, okay? And then again, once you can do, like maybe you struggle with just 1 in the beginning. Give it some time. If you can only do 1, then you hold it in that position. You don't have to hold it low. You push it all the way back. So there again, there's a straight line all the way from the elbows to the shoulders to the hips. You push it back as much as you can, and you hold that position for, again, 30 seconds to building up to 1 minute. And then eventually, ideally, you want to be able to do 5, and then hold the last one. Then we're going to start moving the legs higher, and we'll start moving the legs up the wall. The reason we're doing that is the more weight we get towards the forearms and over the shoulders, the better and the stronger you're going to get, okay? Because if you think about it, final posture is, again, hips over the shoulders. So we need to be able to start pushing the weight forward and getting it over the shoulders, so that every time we're coming up, we start strengthening as close to the posture as we can get. Okay? So when you do eventually come into final posture, you're going to be strong enough to hold it. because you've strengthened all of these muscles here, all the shoulders, are really starting to work a lot in order for you to hold posture in the final posture. That's why we need to do all this up and down and holding in this particular way. And it is super effective. If you practice it within 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to easily be strong enough, easily. If you're doing it every single day, or even less, you can do it like 3 times a week, no problem. Okay, as long as every time you do it, you're fully committed. If you want to just do low plank in the morning and then do the second exercise in the afternoon and the third exercise in the evening, super good. You're going to get to your final posture much faster. If you choose to do, low plank once a day, then of course you're still going to get to the final posture, but it's just going to take a little bit longer. And as long as you're patient enough to do that, then super good. I'll be happy with that. Like I say, it's your journey, and and your time. It depends how much time and how much commitment you have to do it, and how much discipline you have. Okay, so put a reminder on your phone and set reminders so that you don't forget. Okay, because it needs to be a habit. You've got to form these habits, otherwise you'll forget. So the last exercise that you want to be doing is basically starting with the leg really high. One foot is on the floor, the other leg is really high, like downward facing dog, three-legged dog, whatever you want to call it, with the forearms down. You're going to swing the top leg down. This is going to help generate some momentum. As you're swinging it down, you bend the bottom leg. Make sure you bend the bottom leg, keep the top leg nice and straight. As you swing up as you swing up the straight leg, it will pull up the other leg, or you can gently kick up with the other leg, entirely up to you. Okay, but 2 things you really want to be aware of. A, don't kick too hard, okay, because potentially you can go straight over the top and hurt yourself, so that's not good. Safety first, Singapore. And for those that are not in Singapore, safety first. Secondly, okay, make sure that when you're about to kick up, the shoulders, as you're going up, the shoulders have to start to move forward. The shoulders would drop forward, and as the legs go up, you're doing this action. You're taking you can't really move the elbows, but you're pushing the chest back towards the legs. So as the hips start to come over the head, the shoulders will start in front first, hips will be behind, and as you come up, they will both hit the midline. And that's what we want to do. We can't start with the shoulders really far back and the hips really far back. The more the hips are behind the shoulders, the harder it is for you to lift up. Like, it's just going to be so heavy. You have to be like a bodybuilder in order to lift the legs up. So the idea is you shift the shoulders forward, get them as far forward as you can, especially as you're kicking up. The more you can get them forward, the more weight you're going to shift forward. The more weight you can shift forward, then the more weight you've got off from the backside. Not this backside, but from the backside of the posture, like ideally, like what I'm talking about is your legs. So we shift everything forward as the legs come up, then everything comes back into the midline. So don't keep trying to kick up with your shoulders backwards towards the wall or towards the hips. Okay, the shoulders have to be forward, and you try to lift as best you can. So yeah, that's it. I hope that helps. Just keep practicing, do the stretching every other day, do the strengthening, or you can do the stretching and the strengthening on the same day, entirely up to you. But general rule of thumb, like I said before, if the body's sore, the muscles are sore, then skip the day. Okay, and don't try and strengthen a muscle that's already needs recovering or is in recovery. Okay, so yeah, keep practicing, keep trying, do your best, and good luck. Namaste.